Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the historic St. FX campus in beautiful Antigonish, Nova Scotia. You are watching the U15 Male High Performance Camp Summer Tryouts, game number 2. These two teams played yesterday. It was an 8-7 final for Team Orange. They came back from 3-goal deficits twice and won by 1 score in Sidney Crosby-like fashion by a final score of 8-7. We'll see what today has in store for us. It was a barn burner yesterday here at the Charles V. Keating Center. We might see a different result here today where both teams had a chance to regroup and maybe play a bit more defense today. We'll have to wait and see. Both teams are picking up the pucks from warm-ups. 11 a.m. start. We'll play again tonight at 7 p.m., so 2 games today and then 1 more tomorrow morning to cap off a great weekend of hockey here at the High Performance Camp. It's always a pleasure to give you these tryout moments as the future of hockey in Nova Scotia is on display here today. Starting in goal for Team Orange will be Landon Rogerson. He played the 3rd period of last night's game. Great first-year goaltender from the goals program. And then over on the other side of the ice, who also played the 3rd period last night, will be Anakin Sillyboy from Cape Breton County. Looks like we're about ready to go here. Jacob Frizzle for Team Green had a great game last night out there to start things off. He'll face off against his future teammate Charlie McKinnon with the goals, and we are underway for game number 2 of this U15 Male Summer Camp tryout. 46 players looking to crack the Team Nova Scotia roster in hopes of bringing an Atlantic Challenge Cup back to the province later on in October in Moncton. Here's an early chance in front of the net. Shot, scores! And just like that, Orange is first on the board. 24 seconds in. Jack Zwicker in tight. Lifts it over the shoulder. First shot of the game finds the twine. And we might have another barn burner here, folks. 1-0 here early. Did not take long for the opening goal. Unlike last night, Orange is first on the board. As Noel Ramard will head out there on the ice. He had 2 goals in last night's game, and there's Liam Labuki with the puck. Labuki will walk in and shoot one. It's going to be stopped by Rogerson, and he'll get his first touch of the game, and he'll freeze play with the glove. Ramard will take the face-off against Ethan Marsh. Puck dropped to the blocker side of Rogerson inside the orange zone. Puck finds the stick of Magnus Nordin, played down low. There's a return feed in front off the pass from Ramard from behind the net. Nice save there from Rogerson. Puck will make its way to neutral ice. Here comes Ramard again with a head of steam. Noel Ramard will walk in right down Main Street trying to go through the legs of the defender, but he couldn't get the angle. Here's Eric Boudreau. Eric Boudreau will get steered into the wall, takes a hit and able to maintain possession. Puck makes its way to the blue line as Landon Harvier from the Rangers will play that in the opposite corner. Puck is bouncing. And that's going to come free for Orange. Chambers leaves it for Reed. He'll chip it ahead into the zone. McKim, last player back for Team Green. Here's George McKinn, another Rangers player out there. He'll leave it for his teammate Landon Harvier. Harvier puts the brakes on in his own corner. Dishes it off for Gauthier. Gauthier from Halifax will dish a pass across the ice and be picked off by Ben Rude. Rude plays it back for Soublier. Soublier up the wall as pinching Gauthier meets Chambers right at the center ice line. That will make the puck go in deep. Harvier takes a bump along the wall. Puck comes free in the corner. Reed gets possession. Centering pass will go off a defender's stick in front of the net. Here comes Liam Duggan with the puck, number 87 for Green. Will take it in wide. Pass in front will just hop over the stick of McKim, who is driving towards the blue paint, looking for that puck. McKim gets pinned to the wall by Avery Brabant from Cole Harbour. Poked free. Played to the line. There's a shot from distance off the stick of Paxton Kenny that will go wide off a twig. Kept into the zone by Henneberry, his goal's teammate. Centering pass comes free up top. Henneberry's shot will go off a stick and wide. Rebound near the side of the net. McKim gets possession back for Green. Down low. McKim dishes it off for Duggan. Duggan gets hit by Brabant. That's going to be a penalty on the play. Holding is the signal. Brabant got a piece of Duggan and took him down. It'll be our first power play of the afternoon. Well, I guess it's still the morning, depending where you're watching from. Local time is 11:18, so can't call the afternoon just quite yet. Andy Chip will take the face-off for Green against Liam Dufour. 5-on-4 scenario here for Team Green. Puck dropped. That's going to be worked in deep off the stick of John Purcell. Purcell had a goal yesterday. That'll be cleared down the ice by Orange on the penalty kill. Out to play to Silly Boy. He'll leave it for Michaud. Michaud takes a hit from Dufour. A pretty aggressive penalty kill. 2 forwards down low for Orange on this 5-on-4 situation. It's going to be worked up to the line as Parsons will play that back to neutral ice over to Hayes. Hayes will collect it and send it all the way down. Silly Boy will leave the puck for his defenseman Purcell. Met with pressure. Plays it over for Michaud. Michaud able to make the play up for Enzo Chandler. Chandler will start the power play entrance on the far side. Gets it in deep. Chandler now behind the net. Plays it up top for McDonald. Over to Michaud. Michaud finds Purcell. Shot low. Tip just wide. Hit a piece of something on the way through and just trickles past the net. Here's Purcell with it now. Finds Chandler up top. Chandler with a toe drag move on the half wall. Looking for an option. Takes it to the goal line. This will get forced to behind the net. Centering pass comes free up top. Here's a shot from distance blocked by Dufour. Rebounds there in the slot. Glove down by Rogerson. As Michaud got a secondary opportunity after the Dufour block shot, but Rogerson saw that all the way and caught that with the glove. 39 seconds to go on the Avery Brabant penalty for Team Orange. As Team Green will send out Chevery, Ramard, and Frizzle alongside Labuki and Henneberry. That'll be cleared down the ice by Orange. Silly Boy will leave the puck behind the net for Labuki. Looking for an option up ice. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Labuki leaves it for Ramard. Here comes Noel Ramard. Loses the puck in center ice. Gets it back. It's knocked off the biscuit. Able to maintain possession. Here's Labuki on the blue line. Loses the puck as Orange have it once again shorthanded. Here's Zwicker, the goal scorer. Zwicker up ahead for McKinnon, who will guide that into the green zone. Here's Labuki with 5 seconds to go on the power play. Enters the zone. Labuki will drag and shoot one. Blocked off the shin pad of Dylan Dixon. Here comes Zwicker. Zwicker will let a pass across go just out of the reach of Simon Pelham. And that's going to be whistled down. Net comes off its moorings. A couple of Gulls teammates are going to connect there on that 2-on-1 exchange. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the first. Just the one goal so far. It came just 26 seconds into the game. They'll drop the puck to the blocker side of Silly Boy. Magnus Nordin will take the face-off against Charlie McKinnon. A lot of goals out there for this shift. Puck dropped. One back by Green. Harvier will go over to Gauthier. Gauthier through the middle of the ice. Picked up by Nordin. He has the puck. He'll guide that into the zone on the far side as he's met with good pressure from Marty McLeod. McLeod finds the puck in his own zone. Will flick one through center. That's going to bounce right on the stick of Zwicker, but that's going to be offside. Or hand pass, excuse me. Hit a glove on the way through. Looks like we'll drop the puck right at center ice. No, we'll drop it in front of the Orange bench, excuse me. Puck dropped off the reset and neutral. Gauthier finds it, played into the zone, picked up by Marty McLeod. He'll go D to D for McLaughlin as Green is forced to tag up on the offside. Green gets it back. Here's Nordin, forced into the wall, but able to still maintain possession. Nordin gets taken down again with another hit. Him and McLaughlin colliding there on the boards. Here comes Jax Mosier. Mosier had a couple breakaway goals in last night's game. He'll center a pass across, but just out of the reach of Gregor O'Hearn. Green get possession back. Nordin will work that in the zone. Picked off by Martin McLeod. He finds Mosier. Mosier gets stripped of the puck at center. Nordin gets it back, enters the zone through the middle of the ice. Puck comes free on the stick now of Boudreau, but he couldn't get that one on net. Here's McLeod. McLeod dishes it off across for O'Hearn. Here's Gregor O'Hearn, enters the zone on the near side, takes a hit as he does so. Puck comes free behind the net for Kennedy. Mosier gets the puck back on the forecheck. Kennedy gets it right back on his stick. He'll make the play up the wall for Enzo Chandler. McKim finds it at neutral ice. George McKim will try and go across, but picked off by Avery Brabant with his stick. McKim finds it again. Guided to the slot. Poked free by Brabant again. Orange get possession back. Here's Rude. Rude back for Soublier. Up the wall. Picked up by Austin Reed. Over to Rude. Rude finds a streaking Brabant pinching in the offensive side. Brabant shot from distance will be blocked away by Silly Boy. Rebound collected by Green. Here's Kennedy behind his own net. He'll spin off the forecheck. Goes D to D. One touch pass finds Chandler. Enzo Chandler trying to saucer one through the middle. It's going to be intercepted. Here comes Chambers. Chambers takes a hit at center ice. Both players collide as him and Kennedy on the side of that body check. Comes free behind the net. Chambers looking for it. Kennedy will take over. Finds Chandler. Here's Enzo Chandler. 2-on-1. Pass across from McDonald back to Chandler, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Good back check on the other side. Here comes Rude. Back and forth action here as Rude will peel off for a change as he dumps the puck into the zone. Purcell there to pick it up. We'll find Michaud. Michaud. Oda Ramard. No Ramard picks up the puck in neutral ice. Puts the brakes on as he tried to enter the zone. We'll play it in deep. Hayes finds it. Up the wall. It's kept in by Michaud up top. Michaud's shot will go off the stick of Rogerson and up and high and out of play into the netting. Face-off will be inside the orange zone. Still the one goal so far to report. It came 26 seconds into the game and nothing since. Last night was a barn burner. 15 goals between the two teams, and just the one so far in this one. We're about halfway through the first as right off the face-off, Chip let one go, but goes wide. Here's Ramard. Spins off a check, but Orange gets possession. As Purcell finds it at center, he'll play it right back into the zone. Rogerson out to play it. He'll go forehand up the wall. Picked up by Pelham. He hits a shin pad as that's going to come free for Chip. Chip picks it back for Michaud. Michaud finds Ramard at the red line. Nice saucer pass to find McDonald. McDonald makes a move through the slot, but he gets hit off the puck. Orange get possession back. Here's Jesse Gallant. Gallant trying to feed one across the ice as Michaud gets a stick on it. Here's Michaud. Kept into the zone by Gallant out the clearing attempt. Picked up by Purcell. Purcell puts the brakes on, avoiding the forecheck. Makes another spin move, but Dufour there to pick his pocket. Here's Dufour. Looking to play that back up top, but Purcell gets the puck back. Here's Ramard. No Ramard weaving his way through the center of the ice. Still has the puck on the entry. This is off for Chip. Chip couldn't pull the trigger as he got a good stick in the back check to prevent a possible scoring chance. Here's Ramard again. Penalty on the play. Green will head to the power play. Here's Noel Ramard up top. Ramard holding on to the puck will let a shot go. It's going to let the mask. Rebound sent towards the goal, covered up by Rogerson. Slashing will be the penalty. Looks like it's going to go against Marshall Hayes, number 8 for Team Orange. So an opportunity for Green to tie the game. McKinnon will take the face-off against Cameron Ripley. To the blocker side of Rogerson. 5-on-4 once more for Team Green. One back to the line. Here's Labuki with it. Labuki pass across, finds Chevry. Shot low. We'll go off the side of the net. Beautiful pass from Labuki to find Chevry on the back door, but Cannot find the back of the net. That's going to be cleared down the ice. Silly Boy will leave it for Lebucki. Liam Lebucki looking for an option on the breakout. He finds Frizzle. Frizzle will try and get that into the zone. Picked up by Carter Diebel. That's going to be found by Ethan Marsh. He'll clear it down the ice. Last man back for Green is Chase Knoll. He gets stripped of the puck by Charlie McKinnon. McKinnon shot short-handed will be stopped by Silly Boy. And he'll freeze play. Approaching the halfway mark of the period. Still just the one goal to report so far. A bit more defense being played here this morning, as opposed to last night's 8-7 final score. Puck is dropped inside the green zone. They're still in the power play for the next minute and 15 seconds. Here comes Magnus Nordin. He got hit off the puck, and that's going to be sent down the ice by Dylan Dixon. Here's Harvier. Landon Harvier over to Gauthier. Up for Nordin. Nordin dishes it off for McKim. That's going to be offside. We'll drop the puck right in front of the Team Orange bench. Face-off won by Team Green. That's going to be worked into the zone by Gauthier. Roderson out to play it. Leaves it for McLaughlin. McLaughlin will chip into the opposite corner. Picked up by Green. Here's Gauthier over to Harvier. Makes a move at the blue line and tries to shoot one. Comes free for Gauthier. He'll shoot one low. That's going to go wide past the glove side. Harvier there to keep it in, but it's going to be picked off and sent down the ice by Charlie McLaughlin. McLaughlin played for the Valley Wildcats last season. There's Chandler now. Enzo Chandler enters the zone on the far side looking for an option. Plays it up top, trying to dish it for Gauthier just out of his reach. He'll pick it up on the opposite half wall. Shot will be tipped on goal off the stick of Nordin, and that will be stopped by Rogerson. Kept in at the line. There's a pass in the slot for Nordin. Loses the handle. Now it'll be cleared to center. Mosier in on the forecheck. Last man back for Green is Paxton Kennedy off the bench. Kennedy able to get by Mosier. Gets taken down. That's going to be a penalty on the play. So we'll see a 5-on-4 once again for Team Green as the original penalty just expired. So right back to the power play. As Mosier tripped up Kennedy on the back check. McKim against Reed for the draw to the glove side of Rogerson. Puck dropped. One back to the line for Green. Here's Henneberry in the middle of the ice. Will shoot one low, tipped up and high by McKim. Rebound cleared to the wall, kept in. Here's Ramard. Noel Ramard looking for an option. Plays it across, looking to go through 5 sticks, but he couldn't do so. Here comes an opportunity shorthanded for Team Orange as Austin Reed will dump that in. Silly Boy out to play it. He'll go forehand up the wall, finds Noel Ramard. Here comes Ramard, the provincial champion. Will work that right down Main Street, enters the zone. Has it on the half wall on the near side. Ramard in the corner, guides it behind the net. Take it to the opposite wall now, up top. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy will play it across the ice for Henneberry. That's going to be deflected off a stick, and that will go outside the zone. Kennedy over to Henneberry. 2 goals, defense partners out there together for this power play. Oh, they'll look to work the puck up the ice. Here's Ramard now. Ramard will walk in the slot and shoot one low. Makes a nice play in front, and they score. What a pass from Noel Ramard. Finished off by Eric Boudreau. He had the whole net to shoot at as Ramard faked the whole rink out of that move. Finished off in front. Looks like that was Liam Duggan, on the back door, who finished that one off, number 87. Either way, it is a 1-1 score. Team Green finally gets one to go on the power play off a great feed from Noel Ramard. There's a Dufour on the other side. Dufour pass across. That's going to be stopped by Silly Boy as Gallant took the feed from Dufour, but he couldn't get past Silly Boy, the goaltender. That'll be worked up to the blue line. Here's Cale Parsons. Gets by Chip, but Chip able to eventually get the puck off of his stick as Ripley will take over. Cameron Ripley will work that in deep. Battle for the loose puck. Comes free for Chip. Chip battling with Dufour for possession down low inside the orange zone. Puck eventually squirts free for Lincoln McDonald. Play to the line. Here's Labuki. His shot from distance from Purcell will go wide off a body. Cale Parsons will start the breakout as that's going to be picked up by Liam Dufour. Dufour dishes it off for Rude on the wall. Green gets it back. Kept in by Hayes. Andrew Michaud back to get the puck out of his own corner. Michaud across the ice finds Lincoln McDonald. He'll chip it in deep. McDonald against Hayes for the puck. McDonald gets there first. Will cycle it in deep. Hits a few sticks on the way down. McDonald gets it back. He'll play it in deep. Chandler back down low looking for Chevry. As Pelham finds it. Pelham loses his twig trying to poke that out of the zone. Chandler takes the pass, has some space. Chandler shot off the shoulder of Rogerson. He makes the save to keep this game tied. Labuki works that in deep for Chevry. Gets the return feed. Here's Liam Labuki. He'll go skate to stick on the wall as he'll get poked off the puck by Pelham. Labuki regains possession, looking for an option up ice, nearly turned over as that just got enough of the stick of McKinnon to not be cleared down back inside the green zone. Here's Chevry looking for Frizzle just out of his reach as that will be poked free. Labuki has a 3-on-1 opportunity. Pass across. Frizzle shot. Scores. Jacob Frizzle takes the pass from Liam Labuki, and Team Green are up 2-1 now. 2 straight goals for Green. They have taken the lead here at St. FX. Turnover on neutral ice led to an on-man rush, and Frizzle made no mistake. Had the whole net to shoot at off a great feed from Labuki. And Green takes the lead here with 5 minutes to go in the first. Orange are going to respond. Here's Marsh. Marsh gets hit off the puck by Gauthier. Gauthier leaves it for Frizzle, the most recent goal scorer in this game, Jacob Frizzle. He has the puck. He'll saucer it down the ice looking for Chevry. Bat out of midair by Mosier. Chevry gets it back. Chevry gets taken down with a hit by Dixon. Big collision on neutral ice. Here's Diebel. Up the wall, Dixon looking for Mosier as Gauthier can't get there first. Mosier finds it. Mosier. Good back check from Gauthier to prevent a possible scoring chance as he disrupted Mosier on the way to the net. Comes free up top. Here's Diebel. Shot blocked. Sent back into the zone. Frizzle looking for the puck. Mosier will get there first. Play to the line. Here's Dixon. Dixon down low. Gets the return pass for Mosier. That will squirt free. Chance for Green to clear. Kept in at the line by Diebel. Diebel shot in front will come free right to the stick of Marsh, who was all alone, but he couldn't find the back of the net in front of the cage. Frizzle turns it over. Shot on goal. Will just go wide past the glove side of Silly Boy. Marsh gets the rebound in the corner. Marsh to the slot. Guided to the corner on the opposite side by Dixon. Rebound chance sent wide by Carter Diebel. Here's Mosier up top. Great zone possession here from Orange after giving up a goal. As Gauthier loses the handle in that rough ice in that opposite corner there with the Boston Pizza logo. As Green finally able to escape the zone. Frizzle will guide that in. That's going to be offside. So 2-1 to score late in the first period. Green just scored 2 in a row to gain the lead. Orange scored first 26 seconds in, but 2 recent goals from the Team Green team have made this a 2-1 score. Liam Duggan has one of them and Jacob Frizzle with the other for Team Green. Puck flicked to the center of the ice. There's McLaughlin. Over to McLeod. He finds Rude. Rude towards the slot. It's going to be intercepted by Paxton Kennedy for Team Green. Chambers finds the rebound. Chambers from the Hurricanes will play that in the corner for Reed. 2:45 to go in the opening frame. As they're trying to dig that loose out of the corner. Here's Chambers. Chambers trying to power his way to the net, but he can't get by the defender's stick. Here's Kennedy. Plays it back over to Henneberry. That will squirt free. There's a collision on the exit. Picked up by Marty McLeod. McLeod will go across the ice. That's going to bounce its way to the stick of Kennedy. Paxton Kennedy turns it over. Here's a chance for Rude. Shot will go off the defensive stick of a back-checking Kennedy, who made up for his mistake there by getting a piece of that shot. That'll be cleared in deep. Here's Noel Ramard. Ramard will wind up from his own zone, looking for an option. Ramard still has the puck. Noel Ramard will enter the offensive side and shoot one up high that will go off the stick of Rogerson. Michaud holds the line. Sent on goal, deflected off the goaltender's stick and into the corner. McLeod looking to clear. Kept in by John Purcell. He finds McKim down low. McKim looking for Dufour, or Ramard, excuse me, and that will be out of his reach and go all the way down inside the opposite zone. Michaud over to Purcell. Purcell finds McKim. McKim able to stay on side, drops it off. That will be forced out to neutral. There's Purcell. Backhand across for Duggan. He finds McKim. McKim can't get by Avery Brabant. Loses the puck. Shot low. Rebound kept out as well. Rogerson makes both saves off the turnover in front. A couple good looks there from Cameron Ripley, but he cannot beat the goaltender. McKim against Dufour. Two Rangers teammates going out of the dot as Orange will get possession off the face-off. Dufour finds it in his own zone as Green gets possession back. Here's Ripley. Nice move by Ripley to get inside the O-zone. Has it in the corner. Ripley with 50 seconds to go in the period, as that's going to come free for Brabant for Team Orange. He'll put the brakes on behind his own net. Avery Brabant will play it up for Gallant. Gallant finds Dufour. Here comes Liam Dufour. Will enter the zone on the far side. Has it behind the net. Dufour holding on to the puck. Played up top for Soublier. Over to Brabant. Brabant shot low. Will go off a defender's stick and wide. Battle for it behind the net. Dufour and Pelham looking for the exchange down low. Dufour takes it up top. Here's Dufour. Shot through the screen. Will be stopped by Silly Boy. Rebound to the corner. 15 seconds to go. One last chance here for Green to clear, and there's a big hit by Dufour on Cameron Ripley right near the buzzer, and that will be shot on off the stick of Rogerson and out of play. There's been plenty of open ice hits here so far in these two games. We're still in the early stages of this one, but a lot of big collisions last night and a few here today so far, as there's only 7.5 seconds to go in this opening frame. Puck dropped to the blocker side of Rogerson. One ahead by Orange. 5 seconds to go. Swicker's got to hurry. He'll make the play over to McKinnon. Shot the buzzer. Rebound will stay out, and that's going to do it for the first 20 minutes of play. Team Green will take a 2-1 lead into the dressing room, as it was Jacob Frizzle and Liam Duggan scoring for Green, while Jack Zwicker had the only goal for Team Orange. Zamboni will head to the ice. You're watching the High Button Sports coverage of the 2026 Hockey Nova Scotia High Performance Program Summer Camp. We'll be back for the second period after the break. Welcome back to the historic St. FX campus. You're watching High Button Sports coverage of the Hockey Nova Scotia Summer Camp Boys U15. These 46 players trying to crack a spot for Team Nova Scotia at the Atlantic Challenge Cup over Thanksgiving weekend in October in Moncton, New Brunswick. As I mentioned before, a lot of great players have donned the Hockey Nova Scotia jersey. You just might see the next great one on the ice here tonight. 2-1 to score after the first period. Orange scored 26 seconds in off the stick of Jack Zwicker, who's out there for the opening faceoff on left wing. And then 2 goals from Team Green in a row to take the lead. We are underway now for the second period of play, as that'll be worked into the Team Orange zone, and the first touch of the game for Jerome Doucette, who starts the second period. While over on the other side, it will be Blake Butcher, number 24, who will play the second period for Team Green. Both these goalies played the first period in last night's game. Out here to play the second one now. Here's Zwicker up for Hayes. Hayes will chip that in the opposite corner. As Harvier takes a hit looking for that puck in the corner. He's a little slow to get up, and that will be whistled down. Penalty on the play. Boarding looks to be the call, as Harvier will get some assistance to get up, but he's back on his feet. Looks like it will be Charlie McKinnon head of the box for boarding. So 29 seconds into the second, it'll be a power play for Team Green, their 4th power play of the game. They're 1 for 3 so far. Liam Duggan scored on the power play off a great feed from Noel Ramard. Let's see what they can do on their 4th attempt of the game. As Kennedy has it on the blue line at the faceoff win. It's going to come free for Orange out of the corner. DD pass as Hayes will collect it and clear it down the ice. Butcher plays the bounce off the boards. Leaves it for Henneberry. Henneberry over to Kennedy. Paxton Kennedy looking for an option up ice. Gets past the center ice line and will ditch it off at the blue line. Looking for chip. That's going to be picked off. Here comes Zwicker. Zwicker looking to go through the defender's legs. Gets it back. Zwicker loses the handle. That's going to come free at center for Hayes. Orange doing a good job so far on this penalty kill, as that will be sent down the ice. Hits the shin pad of Davis Henneberry. He'll skate into the zone. Stays on side. Henneberry looking to set up on this power play. Loses the handle along the wall. DD pass out of the reach of Hayes, but Zwicker there to guide that down to the opposite corner. Less than a minute to go on this Orange penalty kill. There's Kennedy's stretch pass for a breakaway for Landon Chevry, who gets the shot off but falls down in the process. Jerome Doucette makes the save. Great stretch pass from Paxton Kennedy from his own corner to spring Chevry, the Cole Harbour native. Got a good shot off, but cannot beat Doucette, who was at the top of his blue paint. Chevry against Mosier for the face-off. One back by Orange. That's going to clear the zone. Purcell will play it in neutral ice. Purcell over to Michaud. Michaud, as they'll make the play after taking the hit at the blue line, finds Enzo Chandler. Chandler up top for Michaud. Down low finds Landon Chevry. Chevry over to Frizzle. Here's Chandler. Enzo Chandler with a few moves in the slot. Dishes it off for Frizzle. Frizzle back in front looking for Chevry, but he hits the defender's stick, and that will be cleared to center. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Purcell over across finds Michaud. Andrew Michaud puts the brakes on the entrance. Shoots one low, tipped just wide by Chevry. Puck in the corner for Chandler. Enzo Chandler loses the handle at the blue line. Plays it for Michaud. We're back to 5-on-5. Michaud across looking for Frizzle off the stick of Mosier and off the glass. Picked up by Diebel for Orange. He'll look to stretch a pass across. Picked off Here's a chance for Chevry. Couldn't pull the trigger in the slot. He just had to drag that through the defender's stick. Marsh picks it up. Ethan Marsh will take it into the zone on the far side. Dishes it off. That will be shot on by O'Hearn and a save made by Blake Butcher. Here's Chase Knoll as his cross-ice pass will be intended for Chevry, who was heading to the bench, so that will miss him and be an icing call. Looks like Landon Harvia is heading to the dressing room after taking that hit in the corner that caused that penalty. So we'll keep an eye on number 77 for Green, as he's heading out of the game for now. Shot off the face-off will be stopped by Butcher. Still 2-1 here for Team Green. Face-off in their zone. Puck is dropped. Noel Ramard finds it out of the scrum draw. He'll take the puck up the ice. Ramard will flip it ahead to himself on the entrance. Takes it wide in the corner. Ramard. Play to the line for Labuki. Here's Liam Labuki up top. Will dance the blue line. Works it to the near side wall. Shot towards the goal will go into the feet of Duggan, looking for his second of the game. Here comes Orange with numbers. Marsh has the puck. Marsh will hold on to it. Pass across. Just chipped wide by Chambers. Rebound in front. It's going to be covered up by Butcher. Good look there on the 3-on-1 opportunity for Orange. Great pass from Marsh to find Chambers, but he couldn't direct that into the back of the cage. Dufour against Ramard for the face-off. To the blocker side of Butcher. Snap back clean by Ramard, but losing the handle by the net was Kennedy, so Orange gets possession. There's a big collision down low as Ramard gets the puck right back. He'll try and clear it, kept in by Dufour. Dufour gets knocked off the puck by Duggan, as that will be flicked up and high, and that will hit the netting and go out of play. Green will make a few changes. So will Orange. Dufour still out there. This time he'll face off against Lincoln McDonald. Went ahead by Green. There's Boudreau. He finds Chip as they stay on side on the entry. Chip up top looking for Gauthier. Picked off by Rude. Rude over to Dufour. 2-on-2. Dufour takes it wide. He'll lose his footing. Trying to drive to the net. No call on the play. Here's Gauthier looking for Chip. Kept in at the line. There's a shot from distance that will be fought off by Butcher. Might have hit a body in front of the net. Here, the centering pass from Rude that will deflect off the defender's stick in front. Played across. Finds Chip. Anti-Chip separates himself with a nice move. Still has the puck on the back end. Shot will be stopped by Jerome Doucette. Nice move there in tight by Andy Chip. Played up the wall. It's going to be kept in by Michaud. Michaud's shot will go off the pad of Doucette. Rebound collected by Boudreau. Back from Michaud up top is looking to return it over to Boudreau, but he wasn't ready for the pass, but he gets it back. Played down low. There's a chance for Lincoln McDonald. He'll fire off the side of the net. Rebound, scores. Chip bangs it home. 3-1 is the score for Team Green. 3 in a row. As Chip finds the rebound. Original shot from Lincoln McDonald came loose in front of the net. Andy Chip, who played for the Whalers last season, gets the goal. Hannaberry goes D to Michaud. That's going to be picked off at center. Here comes Orange looking to respond. They've given up 3 consecutive goals after getting the opening goal of the game. Here's McKinnon. Pass across for Pelham will be out of his reach. There's another chance for Zwicker. Save made point blank by Butcher as Zwicker looking for his second of the game, right in the slot. Could not beat the Truro goaltender. Here's a pass for Zwicker, looking to work that in deep. Zwicker centering in front there. It's going to be covered up by Butcher. A no freeze play. A couple nice saves there from number 24 for Team Green. Face off to the glove side of Butcher. Played to the blue line, but out of the zone. Orange forced to retreat at center. Here's Pelham. Pelham will leave it for Labuki. Or that's Hayes, excuse me. Hayes over to Parsons. Hayes gets it back. Back for Parsons. As that'll be forced back into the zone by Enzo Chandler on the forecheck. Chandler looking for an option. Holds on to it up top. Saucer pass across for Purcell. Stays on side. Purcell loses the handle. As McKinnon will take the other way as he try to exchange it with Pelham at center. Gets it back. Here's a slap shot coming from McKinnon. That's going to be stopped by Butcher. You don't see too many slap shots these days in minor hockey, but McKinnon let that one rip with the big windup, but cannot beat Butcher. Still 3-1. Green have scored 3 unanswered goals. They'll win the face-off in their own zone. Gauthier looking to clear. Gets taken into the boards in the corner. Shot from distance up top by Dixon will go off the stick in the far side by Butcher. Comes free at center. Gauthier up for Chevry. Leaves it for McKim, who takes a hit from Dixon. Another big open ice collision. Here's Gauthier, fans on the pass, picked off by Marsh. Here comes Marsh down the near side, looking to center it on goal. As sliding down in desperation was Labuki, looking to prevent a goal as he took down his own teammate. Pass in front will be fought off the rebound, and they score. It's Mosier. Makes it 3-2. Couple of rebounds squared out in the slot. Mosier finds the back of the net, and it's a 1-goal game. An answer for Team Orange after 3 straight goals from Green. Jax Mosier had 2 goals yesterday, and he has one here this morning. We'll reconvene at center ice. 1-goal game now in Antigonish. Orange had the latest one. There's Duggan. We'll find Chip. Both those players have a goal in this contest so far as Chip will get taken into the wall. Big hit from Carter Diebel. Work to the line. Kept in by Kennedy. He finds Chip. Chip loses the handle. Chambers will take over. Quickly poked off his stick. Here's a shot from Duggan that will go up and high. Here's Austin Reed. Solo to clear. Kept in. Here's Duggan up top. Duggan dishes it down low. Looking for Lincoln McDonald. He loses the handle in tight. Orange gets it back. Pass up for Chambers. That will be poked free into the zone. Bit of a miscommunication there near the crease as eventually Butcher able to cover it up. Eight minutes have gone in the second period. 3-2 is the score. Both teams have a goal in this frame. Here's a shot off the face-off. Rebound kept out by Butcher with the pad. Right on the doorstep was Austin Reed looking for the rebound, but he cannot beat Butcher. Here's Michaud over to Purcell. Purcell nearly lost it, but able to whack it out of danger. Gets it back off the wall. Finds Frizzle. Frizzle up for Enzo Chandler. Gets taken down by his own teammate, Boudreau. As battle for the puck right beneath us here in the booth. Picked up by Orange. Nice pass from McLeod. There's a shot from distance off the zone entry by Charlie McLaughlin. Save made by Butcher, and there'll be no rebound this time. Puck is dropped. One to the line. Here's McLaughlin. Picked up down low by Purcell, looking to clear. Comes free in the slot. Shot stopped by Butcher. As McKinnon let the shot go near the bottom of the circle. But Butcher comes out with the save and freezes play. Chandler against McKinnon for the draw. Puck hits the ice, one back by Green. Here's Labuki in his own end. Liam Labuki will wind his way up the ice. Labuki will ship it into the zone, gets the puck on his stick again. Labuki has it up top, looking to dish it across off the stick of McKinnon at the blue line. Labuki gets it back, played back towards the orange zone, picked up by Brabant. He'll go up the wall, intercepted. That's going to come free. Noel looking to guide that back towards the O zone. Chandler picks it up. Chandler over to Labuki. He'll one-time that into the zone. As Doucette tried to play the bounce there. That will get past him. Here's Brabant looking to clear. Looking nice escape move as they'll poke that to neutral ice. Remard finds it, but he can't get past McKinnon. McKinnon will feed in front. Here's a chance for Rude. Shot will go off the stick and up and out of play. Nice look there from Benjamin Rude all alone off the feed from Charlie McKinnon, but he cannot beat Butcher. Butcher's had a pretty good period here so far for Team Green. Romardin for the face-off against Gregor O'Hearn. On the blocker side of Butcher. Will kick at O'Hearn from the dot. In comes Zwicker. Puck dropped. That's going to be played ahead. Here's McKim. McKim finds Ripley. Ripley back for McKim, but couldn't connect there on that exchange. Puck down low. McKim has it in the offensive zone in the corner. Spins off the check. Will play it for Boudreau. Pass across by Remard. Will bounce off the wall. That's going to come free. Here's a chance for Zwicker. One-on-one. Zwicker will put the brakes on. Looking for a trailer. Holds on to it. Takes it to the slot, but good stick lift from Remard to regain possession for Green as he'll take it up the ice. Here comes Noel Remard looking to go through the legs of the defender. As he'll get taken into the boards. Still has possession. Remard. Pass to the one-timer for McKim in the high slot. Just goes wide. Another good dish from Noel Remard, number 92 in green. Orange get possession back. Here's Brabant joining the rush. Avery Brabant will play to the middle. Nice pass. Here's Pelham. Pelham met with a good back check of Noel Remard. Couldn't get the shot off. Centering pass. Comes free in the slot. Green get possession back. Here's McKim. McKim finds Remard. Remard will shoot one off the shin pad. There's a few orange jerseys there to give him a shove after the shot. Michaud holds it in. Here's Remard. Centering pass gets picked off. Sent on goal by Michaud. Save made by Doucette as he corrals the bouncing puck off the rebound and freezes play. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure to give you these moments. Wherever you're watching from, it's pretty hard to get to Antigonish the end of July, so happy that we can broadcast these tryouts for those watching at home who couldn't make it inside the Charles V. Keating Center at St. FX campus. As Albie worked inside the orange offensive side, but hit off the puck by Lincoln McDonald was Marshall Hayes. Here's Parsons. As Albie turned over, as there's a hit underneath the camera by Hayes. That's going to be a penalty on the play. Interference is the call against Hayes. Not sure if the camera caught that one. It was right underneath us, but McDonald took the hit. He was a little slow to get up. So Hayes will go for interference. The fifth power play for Green in this game. They are 1 for 4 so far. I've not seen a penalty called against Team Orange yet. We'll have to redo the face-off. Dufour out there for the draw for Orange. against Andy Chip for Green. Puck hits the ice. One back by Orange. They'll look to clear, and that will be played to center. Here comes Mosier shorthanded. Jax Mosier. Here's a shot on just over the shoulder and over the net. Mosier had 2 breakaway goals yesterday. Nearly had another one in similar fashion for his second of this game. Would have been 4th overall. Here's Purcell. Purcell over to Chip. Comes free in front for Chevry. Shot. Rebound covered up by Doucette. As Chevry's had a few chances in this game. Not able to beat the goaltender yet. Number 88 in green. Chevry played for the Harbor Rage last season. Him and Avery Brabant representing Cole Harbor. Chandler will take the face-off against Austin Reed to the glove side of Doucette. 1.5 minutes to go on the power play. Here's Gauthier. Finds Chandler. Enzo Chandler on the half wall. Back up top for Avery Gauthier. Gauthier looking for a lane. This will let a shot go. It's going to go off the shin pad of Chambers. Here's Knoll. Down low. Finds Duggan. One-timer Chandler. That will go off the side of the cage. Good look there for Team Green as Gauthier couldn't hold the line. He'll be forced to escape back in his own zone. Makes the play over to Knoll. Here's Chase Knoll. Looking to dance his way through center of the ice. Gauthier finds the loose puck. He'll get taken in the boards. Comes free. Here is Frizzle. Frizzle. He finds Knoll. Knoll over across for Chandler in front. One-timer just goes wide by Duggan. Rebound sent in front. Another chance saved by Doucette. Another good look there at the one-timer from Enzo Chandler in the Ovechkin zone. Here's a pass across, picked off, and that will be cleared to the center of the ice. Here's Gauthier, loses the handle. As Reed in the forecheck, he'll take a spill. Chandler finds a loose puck. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Chandler. As his pass intended for Frizzle will be out of his reach, and that will be an icing. Ben Rudin for the face-off will oppose Noel Ramard on the dot. Puck dropped. One back by Green in their own zone. Here's Henneberry. Henneberry over to Ramard. Ramard will sauce one across the ice. Finds a stick of Kennedy. Paxton Kennedy puts the brakes on the entrance. Played up top. Finds Henneberry. Over to Kennedy. Kennedy will hesitate. Plays it back up top for Henneberry's shot will be deflected wide as we're back to 5-on-5. Orange kill off another penalty. They are 4 for 5 in the PK so far this game. Orange have possession at center. Worked into the zone by McLaughlin. Out to play it is Butcher. 6 minutes to go now in the second. Battle for the puck behind the net. It's going to squirt free for Ramard. No Ramard. Looking for an option up the ice. He'll flick one up and high, looking for the bounce, as that's going to poke free and right on net for Doucette to cover up. As McLaughlin was battling with Boudreau for the loose puck on the foot race, but puck ended up going on net right into the trapper of Jerome Doucette. Ramard will stay out there for this face-off against Ethan Marsh in the O zone for Green. Puck drop, one back to the line. Here's Michaud shot, rebounds there in front for Ramard. Ramard will try and hit that off the back of the goaltender, but that will go all the way back to neutral ice. Here's Michaud, takes the pass from Purcell. Purcell up for Boudreau, back for Purcell. That'll be worked into the zone, but offside at the line as Green was a bit too anxious to get into the offensive zone. .5:20 to go in the second. 3-2 is the score. Much tighter defense being played in this game as opposed to yesterday's 8-7 final, as that shot will go off the stick of Doucette as Cameron Ripley let one go. Shot from the distance by Michaud will be fought off by Doucette with the blocker. Rebound on the corner. Brabant looking to clear. He'll get taken in the boards. Pelham played up the wall. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon looking for Zwicker. That would be steered to the opposite direction. Doucette will fly out of his blue paint to make the play up the wall. Finds Pelham. Over to Zwicker. Zwicker has Dixon with him. Finds him. Dixon steered to the corner. Puts the brakes on. Played towards the goal. Fought off the stick by Michaud. Here comes Ripley. Ripley shot off the rush. Will go off the end wall. Bounces free for McKim, who couldn't play the hop, as that will be played down the other side for Team Orange. Here is Pelham. Pelham looking to dangle his way through the slot. Comes free for Brabin. Shot low. He blocked. Now will go into the corner. Here's Chip. Takes the hit. Finds Lincoln McDonald. McDonald enters the zone on the far side. Shot low. Will be steered to the corner off the stick of Doucette, the goalie. Rebound sent on net by Ripley. Another save from Doucette. McKinnon looking to clear. Leaves it for Dixon. Dylan Dixon comes out of the battle with the puck. Played up ahead for Mosier. That will go off his backhand and sent back into the zone nonchalantly by Chase Knoll. Here's Brabant. Brabant finds Dixon. Played through the middle of the ice. Going to hit a stick. Comes free. Brabant gets it back. 3:40 to go. It's going to be turned over. Here's Chevry. Chevry looking to center it. Comes free. Chevry shot low. Stopped by Doucette. Rebound. Just cleared off the goal line. That nearly made it 4-2. But it is still a one-goal game. Here's Chandler. He'll work that in deep. Picked up by Avery Brabant. Brabant looking for an option up ice. Leaves it for Dixon. Dylan Dixon has the puck on his own goal line. Stretch pass finds Mosier. Here comes Jax Mosier. Poke checked off the biscuit by Labuki as him and Mosier collide. Looking for that loose puck. Here's Chandler. He'll chip it in deep. That's going to be kissed off the glass by Brabant. Chevry plays it back. Here's Chase Knoll. Knoll looking for Labuki. Picked off by Mosier. Battle for the puck on the blue line. Knoll will guide that out of the zone. 3 minutes to go now. Here's Chip. Takes the pass from Knoll. Gets hit off the puck by Cale Parsons. Parsons dishes it off for Avery Brabant. Brabant up for Dufour. Here comes Liam Dufour. Enters the zone. He'll drag and shoot one on. That's going to go past the blocker side and wide of the net. Rebound picked up by Hayes off the bench. Hayes works it in deep. Picked off by Chase Knoll. Knoll tries to stretch a pass across. That'll be out of the reach of Chevry. Bounces his way on net. Doucette forced to cover up as Noel Ramard came breathing down his neck looking for the rebound. Ramard against Dufour in the face-off circle. Puck dropped. One back is Frizzle looking to find Gauthier out of his reach. That will escape the zone. Gauthier nearly got his pass picked off by Mosier. Frizzle gets it back. Frizzle has a drop pass. Ramard finds a Duggan in the high slot, but he just misses wide. What a creative move there from Ramard. He has it again. Noel Ramard dishes it off for Gauthier. Back for Ramard up top. Ramard plays it to the slot. Comes free. Zwicker couldn't handle the bounce on the one-timer as Frizzle couldn't jam that one in. That'll be worked to center. Here's Ramard on the back check. Lays a hit on Gregor O'Hearn. Gauthier works it free. He finds Frizzle. Might be a 3-on-2 for Team Green. Frizzle leaves it for Ramard. Ramard shoots one low looking for the rebound. That'll be steered to the corner. Ramard gets it back. It's like a magnet on his stick tonight. Ramard holds on to it on the wall. Gets pinned to the boards. Works free. Frizzle finds it. Frizzle on the half wall will shoot one in the glove of Doucette, and that will stop play. Good shift there from Team Green as they'll head for the bench for some changes. One goal game with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the second period. Here's Tenneberry. He'll work that into the zone. Takes a hit from Chambers in the process. Boudreau couldn't find the loose puck. Played to the blue line. Is forced to retreat is McDonald. He'll play it to Purcell. Got it into the zone. It's going to be picked up by Marty McLeod. McLeod finds Carter Diebel. Diebel up for Rude is pinching in was Purcell, keeps it inside the zone, but quickly turned over by Orange. There's a shot low off the stick of Butcher, as Chambers had a good look there. Cannot beat Butcher. 30 seconds to go in the period. One last chance here for Team Green in the O-zone. That will be shot from distance by McLeod. This goes wide. Work to the far side corner. Here's Reed, gets taken on the boards, comes free for Purcell. Purcell will guide that up the wall. Green looking to break out here with just a few seconds to go. Here's McDonald. Up for Boudreau with 1 second. That's going to do it here for the second. So Team Green will take a 1-goal lead into the third period. You're watching the High Button Sports coverage of the 2026 Hockey Nova Scotia High Performance Summer Camp. We'll be back for the third after the break. back to St. FX campus. You are watching the 2026 Hockey Nova Scotia high performance coverage on highbuttonsports.ca. Second game between these two teams, the male U15, orange versus green. Team orange won yesterday 8-7. Team green currently holds the lead 3-2 heading into the final period of play. Two new goalies for the third period. Mason Gunn, number 26 for Team Green, will play this final frame, while over on the other side, Jonah Harvey will finish the game off for Team Orange, looking to come back here in the third period. Landon Harvia exited the game in the second period. I do not see him on the bench, so I'm not sure if he will return to this game or not. Number 77 in green. We're trying to keep an eye on that for those watching at home, as we're waiting for the officials to head to the ice. Give you a recap of the scoring. Jax Wicker scored just 26 seconds into the game in the first period, and then 2 goals in a row from Team Green. Liam Duggan and Jacob Frizzle. That made it 2-1. That was the score out of the first period. And then teams exchanged goals in the second. Which makes this game a 3-2 score. Now with just 20 minutes to go in the second game of this mini-series. While you have the opportunity, make sure you follow us on our social medias. YouTube is where we stream all the games from. Instagram, you can see some highlights and some behind-the-scenes content. You can also follow us on X, TikTok, and Facebook for similar coverage as well, as the officials are now ready to go on the ice. Noel Ramard has had a great game, had a great season last year for the provincial winning Nova, so line up at right wing for the opening face-off. Marsh and McKim will take the opening draw. Marsh has a goal in this game. And we are ready to go now for the third period. 46 players trying to crack Team Nova Scotia for the Atlantic Challenge Cup on Thanksgiving weekend in Moncton. There's an early opportunity for Duggan, but he couldn't feed that across, as Noel Ramard will circle back from his own zone. Plays it for Michaud as Ramard takes a hit from Charlie McKinnon. Michaud gets the return feed from Labuki. Flicked up the ice. Worked into the zone. McKim will get the first touch on the forecheck. McKim up for Ramard, as that will be bounced off of his stick and sent to neutral ice. Here's Michaud. Puck bouncing at center, picked up by Gallant. Green gets it right back. McKim leaves it for Ramard. Ramard backhander across, looking for the stick of Duggan. Just bounces over his twig. As here comes Marsh, as Gauthier will fall down, creates a 2-on-1. Marsh and McKinnon shot, scores! Marsh zips that into the top corner on the 2-on-1. And we have ourselves a tie game. Marsh double dips with his second of the game. What a shot for number 14. The John L. Jim Cougars product has just tied the game here early in the third period. Beautiful release from Ethan Marsh for his second of this afternoon's contest. That'll be worked in deep. Gauthier will rim that up the wall, looking to clear. Kept in by McLeod. McLeod shot from distance. Rebound kept out by Gunn. A couple of good looks here early on from Orange, and looks like we'll have another penalty coming up here, as that will be touched up. Hooking is going to be the call. It'll be the first penalty against Green of the game. Orange with their first look on the power play, a chance to take the lead for the second time tonight. They scored the first goal of the game and have not held the lead since. Dufour will take the face-off against Magnus Nordin to the glove side of the southpaw gun. Scrum draw. Comes free for Green, guided to the wall. Play to the line. Here's McLaughlin. Over to McLeod's shot will be fought off by Mason Gunn. Rebound collected in the corner by Zwicker. Zwicker had the opening goal of the game. Plays it up top for McLaughlin. Across for Dufour up top. Dufour gets by the defender. He'll walk in and pass one to the slot, but fanned on in the bumper position by McLeod. Kept in at the line. Works to the wall. McLaughlin looking for it. Zwicker holds on to it. Zwicker across for Dufour. He'll shoot one. This goes off the side of the net and wide. Hits something from the cage, and that will be froze dead as the net came off its moorings. 1:19 to go on the Green penalty. Both teams will make wholesale changes. 10 new skaters out there on the ice. Chip out of the face-off circle. Looks like he'll oppose Lucas Chambers from the Western Hurricanes. Puck dropped. Scrum draw once more. Collected by Green is looking to clear down the ice. That's going to be off a body. Stays inside the zone. Kept in. Here's Sublier. He'll slow things down at the blue line. Over to Brabant. Brabant will guide that in the corner for Chambers. Chambers has it. Puts a few fakes on in the half wall. Up for Brabant. Brabant across for Sublier. Sublier looking across. That's going to bounce free. Brabant finds it. Fakes the pass. Holds on to it up top. Down low for Chambers. Chambers across looking for Mosier in front of the net, but that's going to be covered up by Mason Gunn. Mosier has a goal in this game. He scored in the second period off the rebound. Mosier had 2 goals yesterday. Both came off of breakaways, and he has a rebound goal here today, and that will be sent the length of the ice. Harvey leads it for Brabant behind the net. 30 seconds to go on the power play. There's Avery Brabant from Cole Harbour. Looking up ice for an option. Holds on to it. Makes a play out off the shin pad of McDonald. Picked up by Mosier. Back for Brabant in his own zone. Brabant up for Sublier. Sublier will work that in deep. As Labuki finds it, Labuki nearly takes out the linesman with that clearing attempt off the glass. As he apologizes to the official skating up the ice. There's Sublier. Couldn't work that ahead. Picked off. Here comes Frizzle. Frizzle, as the penalty's now over, back to 5-on-5. That shot will boomerang its way back to the neutral zone. Pass across by Labuki looking for Frizzle. That will bounce off the wall. Brabant finds it. Over to Mosier. Mosier holding on to the puck on the glass. Just plays it back for Sublier. Sublier over to Brabant. Back for Sublier. Sublier couldn't accept it cleanly. Mosier finds it. Back for Sublier. Sublier up ahead for Reed. It's going to be intercepted. Enzo Chandler takes over. Chandler over to Gauthier. One-touch pass will be intercepted and sent in deep by Mosier at the end of his shift. Enzo Chandler gets it back, takes a spill out of the corner. Watch out for that rough patch on that opposite side corner near the Boston Pizza logo, and that will be iced all the way down for a whistle. Just past the 4-minute mark of the third. An early goal from Orange has equalized this game at threes. Ethan Marsh went top shelf on the 2-on-1 just a few seconds into the final frame. Worked ahead off the face-off win by Team Green. Here's Duggan, pass for Chevry, shot blocked. Marshall Hayes gets in front of that shot from Chevry, who's been all over the puck but cannot find the back of the net, number 88 in green. Worked ahead. Here's Chevry. Chevry will work it towards the net. That'll be picked up by the Team Orange defender. Comes loose in the corner. Chevry for Chandler. Chandler over across, looking for Kennedy out of his reach. Paxton Kennedy will get hit into the boards. Played up top for Chandler. Chandler's shot tipped by Chevry on goal. That's going to be stopped by Jonah Harvey off the redirection in front. Another good look there from Chevry. McKim in for the face-off against Reed. Puck dropped onto the corner by Orange in their own zone. 5 minutes have now gone in the third. Battle in the Team Green corner. It's going to come free in front for Michaud. Michaud up ahead for Boudreau. Boudreau finds Ramard. Here comes Noel Ramard with the puck. He'll let a shot go low, looking for the redirection in front, but that will be steered wide. Ramard gets it back, finds McKim. McKim pass in front for Boudreau. Is redirected wide of the net. Rebound came loose for Ramard. Here's Michaud off the crossbar as that puck came up top to the Truro defenseman, but he cannot beat the iron of the net. A couple good looks there for Green, looking to take the lead, but cannot beat Jonah Harvey and the crossbar. Face off to the blocker side of Harvey. Reed against McKim. One back. Here's a DDD pass. Purcell will play that into the corner. Ramard finds a loose puck off the wall. It's going to squirt free as Orange get possession. There's a big hit along the wall on McKinnon. So that's going to be offside on the entry, and that will stop play. Face off right in front of the Team Green bench. McKim against McKinnon. Puck is dropped. Green get possession off the draw, and that's going to be a penalty on the play against Orange. Looks like Eric Boudreau will draw a tripping call as a late penalty. 6-on-5 for a few moments. Here is Ramard. Ramard trying to make a play up to Michaud. It's going to be touched up by Orange and whistled down for the penalty. So the sixth power play of the game for Green. They are 1 for 5 so far. Chip against McKinnon for the faceoff. Puck hits the ice. There is a one-timer from Mabuki, gloved down by Harvey as he saw that all the way. Just past the 6-minute mark of the third period. 3-3 is the score. Puck dropped. Here's Labuki up top. Labuki dances the line. Down low for Gauthier. He'll go skate his stickers. A shot from the slot from Chip blocked. Rebound on net. Sent on goal by Chandler. Save made by Harvey. And he'll freeze play once again. Good look there in that quarter pie position from Enzo Chandler. Puck dropped. Here's Labuki. Gets the return feed from Chandler, but out of his reach, and that will bounce out of the zone. Labuki finds Gauthier, trying to leave it for Nordin. Nordin gets it back. There's Magnus Nordin down low for Labuki. One-touch pass in front for Chip. That will just be a bit too hot to handle for him. Here's a short-handed chance. Pelham picks it up. Pelham will play it towards the net, but good diving effort on the back check from Nordin prevents a pass across. Here's Enzo Chandler. Slows things down on his own blue line. Feeds it for Labuki. Labuki will take a slap shot from center of the ice. Block it away by Harvey. Rebound picked up by Marty McLeod. McLeod will rim that off the wall. Comes free for number 79. That's Paxton Kennedy. Kennedy gets the return feed in his own corner. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Kennedy. Skates it up the ice. Will play it in front for Duggan. To the wall for McDonald now. Played across. There's a nice move there from Kennedy. Shot on will be stopped as Kennedy made a few nice stick handles and tight. Puck comes free in the bottom of the circle. Kennedy has the puck. Kennedy gets hit with the wall by McLeod. Sent in deep. Looking forward is Ripley. Ripley tried to center it. Comes free up top. Sent in by Henneberry. Henneberry looking for Ripley as Marsh will take over. Sent back deep into the orange zone. Here's McLaughlin with a chance to clear her, rim it up the wall, and that will make its way all the way down the ice. Out to play it is Gunn as the penalty is now over. So 5 for 6 in the PK tonight for Team Orange. They have just surrendered the one goal on the penalty kill on 6 attempts, so pretty good stats for them. A big hit along the wall. That will free up the puck. Here's Duggan in front, looking for the stick of Lincoln McDonald, but that's going to eventually be covered up by Jonah Harvey, and he'll freeze play. Frizzle against Dufour for the face-off to the blocker side of Harvey. Green gets possession. Here's Chevry. Nice move on the wall. Put up top for Michaud. One-timer blocked in front. Rebound sent wide as blocking that one was Sublier. Here's Chambers. He'll kiss it off the glass. Glove down by Purcell. He'll go over to Michaud on the defensive blue line. Pass up ahead, finds Frizzle. He'll guide that into the corner. Frizzle has it behind the net, looking for an option. Holds on to it. Spins on the half wall, loses it. Chambers will take over for Orange. Chambers across for Mosier. Mosier will chip that ahead, looking for Dufour. It's going to bounce off his stick. Dufour spins off the wall, has it on the boards, gets pinned to the ball as Frizzle will take over. Frizzle over to Boudreau. Boudreau will work it ahead. Finds Chevry. Here comes Landon Chevry. Shot low will be off the pad of Harvey and go wide. Boudreau finds it. Gets hit off the puck. Brabant will take over. Here comes Avery Brabant. Up for Mosier. Mosier will flick that up and high. That will hit the beam on the ceiling. That will stop play. They'll drop the puck in front of the Orange bench, just outside of their defensive zone. One back by Team Green. Here's Labuki. Labuki over to Gauthier. Gauthier finds Ramard. Here's Noel Ramard. Green stays on side. Pass across will go off a body. Foot race for the loose puck. Gauthier against Reed. Gauthier gets there first, but Reed blocks the clearing attempt. Kept into the zone. Reed and Gauthier battling for it. Reed gets to the puck. It's hit off the biscuit by McKim. That's going to be a penalty on the play. Orange went to the power play. Cross-checking is a signal from the referee in the corner. So Team Orange gets their second look on the power play of the night. Just 2 seconds past the halfway mark of the third period. This game tied at threes. Big moment here in this game. Orange with another opportunity on the power play. Here's Dixon over to Hayes. Hayes shot through the screen will go wide past the glove side of Gunn. Kept in at the line. Worked in deep as Gauthier will hit his man out the puck, and that will be picked up by Labuki and cleared all the way down the ice. Here's Harvey. Harvey will hesitate and eventually make the play up for Hayes. Nice saucer pass from the goaltender. Marshall Hayes skates the puck into the zone. Hayes drops it off. Here is Gallant. Gallant sent towards the corner. This can be intercepted and cleared all the way down by Paxton Kennedy. Jonah Harvey leaves the puck for Marshall Hayes. Here comes Hayes with a burst of speed. Enters the zone on the far side. Hayes still has it. Shot off the rush, off the pad of Gunn. Didn't know he had it, but he just squeezed it along the ice with his leg. And that will stop play. McKinnon in for the draw against Nordin. Puck hits the ice. Play to the green corner in the defensive zone, looking to clear. There is Kennedy. As that will just be kept in for a moment by Zwicker. Here is McKinnon. Finds Pelham. Pelham up top for McLeod. Here's Zwicker walking in and shooting one up the blocker. Rebounds there. Kept out. Zwicker finds it on the half wall again. Zwicker. Pass towards the slot will be intercepted and cleared off the glass and down the ice. 45 seconds to go on the power play for Team Orange. Here's Zwicker. Jack Zwicker will skate the puck up the ice, looking for an option. Enters his zone. He'll drag and try and shoot one. Couldn't get through the legs of the defender, Davis Henneberry, and that will be cleared down by Andrew Michaud. Here's McLeod. He finds McKinnon. Charlie McKinnon will enter the zone on the near side. Drops it off. Here's Pelham. Pelham finds Zwicker. Picked up by Diebel. Zwicker gets it back on the blue line. 8 seconds to go. Here's Zwicker. Fakes the shot. Eventually shoots one. Stopped by Gunn. Nice hesitation move in the high slot from number 16, Jack Zwicker, but he cannot beat Gunn at the top of his crease. 4 seconds to go on the penalty to George McKim. You might see them try and stretch a breakaway pass from McKim out of the penalty box off his face-off. Puck is dropped. One back to the corner. Here's Purcell off the DDD pass. Picked up by McDonald. His clearing attempt will be played back in the zone by Soublier as we're back to 5 apiece. So Orange 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Here's O'Hearn. O'Hearn looking to work it out of the corner. Met with pressure by 2 in green jerseys. Poked towards the blue line. Kept in by McLaughlin as he takes a hit from Chevry. Chevry finds a loose puck. He'll dish it back for Michaud as there's a reverse hit from Chevry after making the play. Michaud up ahead. Finds Ripley. Worked into the zone. Harvey out to play it. Rimmed up the wall looking for Mosier. That'll be kept in for a moment, but eventually cleared by Marsh. Here comes Ethan Marsh. Gets his stick lifted at center, but able to send that deep into the zone, and he'll go for a change. Kept in by Charlie McLaughlin. Puck picked up by Purcell. He'll zip that up the wall. McDonald finds it. Lincoln McDonald takes it from behind his own net, fakes the drop pass, eventually does make the exchange for Michaud down low. Michaud will partner it over for Purcell. Purcell has a bit of time to start the breakout. He finds Chevry. Chevry puts the brakes on after entering the zone on the near side. Chevry looking for the trailer, but Lebucki couldn't take the pass from him. As Mosier gets taken to the wall by Gauthier. Boudreau will find the loose puck and send that in deep. Harvey leaves it behind the net for Brabant. Up the wall, kept in by Lebucki. Here comes Team Orange. Lebucki gets a piece of that exchange on the breakout, so that will be kept in the zone. Here's Soublier. Soublier over to Mosier. Here's Jax Mosier up ahead out of the reach of Gregor O'Hearn, and that will be an icing call. We have 6:01 to go in the third. Still 3-3. They'll drop the puck to the blocker side of Jonah Harvey. 2-4 against Frizzle for the face-off. One back by Orange. Played up the wall. Here comes Rude. Rude loses the handle on the blue line. Picked up by Boudreau. Boudreau guides that in the zone. Takes a hit from Dufour. Picked up by Brabant. Brabant over to Dixon. Dixon stretches a pass for Gallant. That'll be chipped in the deep, but not on the right side of the Reds, so that will be another icing call. Dufour against Frizzle once more for the draw. Puck hits the ice. One back to the line, but Gauthier can handle the pass. Comes free. Rude might have a breakaway. Here comes Ben Rude. Rude trying to steer it towards the net. It's going to be kept out by Gunn. Good back check from Lebucki. Prevents a possible breakaway opportunity for Ben Narud, the Valley Wildcat, couldn't get the shot off because of the good defensive effort by Labuki. Rudin for the draw against Frizzle. Puck hits the ice. One back by Green. D-to-D pass finds Kennedy. Kennedy up ahead for a chip out of his reach. Picked off by Brabant. Brabant will backpedal back in his own zone. Up for Rude. Rude can handle the pass as Green will get possession right back. Brabant will get a piece of that on the dump in. Makes the play up the wall. Gallant over to Rude. Rude looking up ahead for Dufour, but he couldn't take the pass as he had Frizzle all over him on the back check. Loose puck in the orange slot. There's a big hit by Chip on the forecheck. Brabant finds a loose puck. He'll skate up the ice. Brabant, as Orange can't stay on side, Dufour forced into the zone, and that will freeze play. Reed against McKim for the draw. Puck hits the ice. One ahead by Green. Here's Ramard, gets his stick lifted. Here's Pelham now. Pelham loses his balance as Ramard shoves him off the puck. Here's Chambers. Shot will be stopped by Mason Gunn. Four and a half to go in the third. Still tied. McKim against Reed on the draw. One back by Green. They've been great on the dot tonight. Reed will play it up top. Here's a one-timer from Hayes through the screen. It'll be fought off by Gunn with the glove. Rebound behind the net. Centering pass comes free for Chambers. Patted it away by Gunn. Another nice save there from the Bombers goaltender, Mason Gunn. There's a pass in front for Chambers. Shot just goes wide, and that rebound will be bounced off the end wall and covered up by Gunn. Reed against Chandler for the face-off. One back to the line. Kept in by McLaughlin for a moment, but eventually picked off by Chandler. His pass for Chevry will bounce out of his reach. Chandler gets it back in the neutral ice. Over to Purcell. Purcell up ahead for Chandler. Played over for Nordine. Ends up in the corner. There's a collision looking for that loose puck between Nordine and McLaughlin. Puck squirts free for Chambers. He'll chip that off the wall. Reed couldn't get the bounce. Chambers collects it. He'll play it back inside the green zone and go for a change. There's Michaud. He'll spin out the forecheck and create some space for himself. Michaud will send it ahead for Chandler. Chandler has Nordine with him, but can't stay on side, and that will freeze play. McKinnon against Chandler for the face-off. Puck hits the ice. One back by Orange. Here's McLaughlin. Over to Marty McLeod. McLeod had this pass go off a shin pad, but right to McLaughlin, who turns it over to Chandler, who will guide that into the zone. 3 minutes to go in the third. Still 3-3. Nice move there behind the net from McLeod to make Chandler fall on the forecheck. Here comes Zwicker right down Main Street. Has the puck. Nice free move. Shot will go off the pad of Gunn. Nice shot there off the rush from Jack Zwicker, looking for his second of the game. Scrum along the wall. Gauthier finds it. Over to Labuki. Labuki plays it ahead for McDonald. Played back for Labuki. Over to Gauthier. Gauthier looking for Chandler. He'll let that go through his legs, and that's going to be picked off and sent in the zone by McLaughlin. Gauthier out of the corner. Over to Labuki. Puck is rolling over his stick. Liam Labuki looking for an option. He finds McDonald. Here's Lincoln McDonald. Has the puck. Skates across the X. enters the offensive side, takes it into the corner. McDonald still has the puck behind the net, looking for an option. We'll play it to the blue line. Here is Henneberry, shot low, will go wide. Less than 2 minutes to go now in the third. That'll be worked in deep. Here's Ripley, centering pass, will be picked off by Mosier. Here comes Jack Mosier, up for Zwicker. Zwicker towards the center of the ice will try and steer that one on goal, but he got fought off by the back check. Mosier finds the loose puck, makes a move, has it up top. Mosier will drag and shooting up high over the blocker and hits the glass behind the net. Zwicker has it, 1:30 to go. Passes the line for Brabant, sent back into the corner for Marsh. Marsh looking to make a play that will bounce off the side of the net. Up top, played back and deep by Soublier. Here is Zwicker on the half wall. Gets by the defender. Zwicker, nice toe drag, still has it, finds Marsh. Marsh shot, stop, gun, doesn't know he has it, rebounds in front, cleared away. 1:05 to go. Here comes Team Green, as taken into the boards was Kennedy with a ferocious hit on the back check. Puck comes free for Soublier as we're in the final 60 seconds of this game. That will be cleared all the way down the ice, and that will stop the contest for a brief moment after the icing call. 52 seconds to go, tie game here in the third. Marsh against Frizzle for the face-off. Puck dropped. Here is Frizzle. Frizzle, nice move on the bottom of the circle, but he couldn't get that one on net. Duggan finds it, trying to work that on goal. That's going to be stopped by Harvey in tight. Rebound, play to the line. Here's Michaud from distance. Shot will be stopped once more by Harvey with the blocker. It's going to be worked free. Frizzle to the wall. Finds Boudreau. Boudreau and Gallant battling for possession. Picked up by Dylan Dixon. He'll go partner over to Marshall Hayes. Hayes finds Gregor O'Hearn. O'Hearn across for Gallant. That will bounce off his stick as Boudreau collects it on his own blue line. 10 seconds to go in the game. Here's Purcell looking to stretch a pass. Here comes Frizzle. Frizzle shot low, rebound, cleared away. It's still loose in front of the net. 4 seconds to go. And that's going to do it for this one. 3-3 will be your final. Came down to the wire, but this game will end in a tie. So another tight contest between these two teams. This game will not have a winner or a loser. So appreciate you watching this one. We'll be back on the air at 5 o'clock for the U14 male second game of the day, third overall of the mini-series. And these two teams will play again later tonight at 7. Until then, we'll say sayonara from Annie Ganesh. Thank you so much for watching once again. We'll see you later.